My name is Miriam, and I'm a college student from Estonia. Could you tell? I'm actually studying in Denmark, so that's why I can't be there. But I have been doing Southwestern for 2 years now. And last summer I was selling in Chicago suburbs, and this year I'm really excited to go to Iowa. And I'm here to talk a bit about attitude. So first thing, what is attitude? The way how I see attitude is the way how we think about things, rather than the way how we feel, because we are all still humans, so we feel the same things. Like for example, when it's raining, we feel cold, but the way how we think when it's raining, that's different, and that's where the difference between negative and positive attitude comes in. And one of the most important attitudes what we have to have is being service minded. And what does it mean to be service minded? What it means is that to more think about others than about yourself. So it's not about you, it's about them. That we go to the summer and we knock on the doors to help the families, to help them to get a better education, and therefore through that we can also help ourselves to get money and to get a personal growth and so on, whatever our reasons are. But when we are working during the day, then our focus should be on the families. That who's next, how can I get to the next family fastest, and who's the next family that you can help. And our goal, our work is to figure out how to help families. And again, like when you're knocking on the doors, then keep in mind that you're doing a great thing, that you're helping the kids to get a better education, that it's not a random thing that you're knocking there and, like, for example, selling some random pesticides or whatever, but you're actually selling education. So that's the best thing what you can sell to them as families. And for example, like let's say that you knock on a door and you meet a really cool family. They buy the books, and then let's say that the kid who was first frustrated about school, that he didn't have good grades and it was pretty hard for him, he now liked the school more, and he also got better grades maybe. Then maybe thanks to that he got a better ACT or SAT test score, and then thanks to that he got into a better college, and thanks to that he might get a better job that he actually likes and he actually wants to do. Because there are many families out there who are just doing those physical jobs that they don't even like, and that's why they really cherish education for their own kids that you can help them with. So that's like really important thing to keep in mind, that you are there to help, because you might never know like who's behind the next door. And for example, my own story from my last year was that I was working in a suburb, like many houses together, and I remember there was one house that was just like uphill, like it was nonsense, just like really flat and suddenly like hill, and the house on top, like I was working with a bike, and like I couldn't even bike uphill because it was so steep. So then I had to come off the bike and walk uphill, actually run. So then I knocked on the door, and it was actually a teacher, but a teacher who was unemployed, and she had really like big problems with money, that we were figuring out the payment plan and so. But anyways, that like she got the books, she was really excited about them, and actually as a fun fact, she said that the reason why her house was so uphill on top of the hill was that because in her last house it was flooded. So now that's why she bought the house that was on the highest peak. But anyways, like she got the books, and then actually, like I think it was like in the middle of summer, somewhere around there, and on the last day, on last year it was 31st of August, I finished the day. I got home, it was like 11 p.m, And then she texted me that thank you so much that you knocked on my door and you gave me the opportunity to get these books, because 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 of because she had those books, she got a new job, because she showed those books as a tool that she's gonna use. So she wrote me that thank you a lot that you helped me. So like, even though we can help kids to get a better education, we can also help parents themselves as well. For example, to get a better job, or just like even those 5 minutes when they're not buying anything, like it really means something to them, because you're just like a random college kid who comes from Europe just to talk about education. So everybody should have at least 5 minutes for you. And gratitude, being thankful for things. That's one of the things that you will definitely learn or get better during the summer, because like here, living as a normal college kid, going to school every day, maybe working, then you don't really like notice these things that we take as granted. Like for example, food, actually the gift of waking up in the morning, or being able to take a shower, or being able to eat, or have a phone, or have a like internet, or have a, I don't know, a bus to go to school with. That all those things that they are just kind of as a part of our everyday life. Then you understand that we are not supposed to have them just as granted. And for example, that's what you also learn during the summer. Like for example, when you're knocking on the doors, you see so many different families, and for example, what I saw was many houses that looked really poor. Kids were like for example, 7 kids living in a really tiny house, and then you think that okay, I'm so grateful for that I have the host family, or that I have a home back in Estonia, or back in Denmark, or wherever you live. And yeah, like for example, the fact, like actually I was just talking with Matthew, the first year, who is also coming with us to Iowa. Then he told me that like when he had a cast on his arm, then he didn't realize that he has 2 hands. Before he didn't have that hand anymore. So then when when the cast was taken off, he was so happy that now he has 2 hands again. And that's exactly kind of the same thing that you will feel during the summer. Like for example, that there are many kids in America who have ADHD. It's like a disease that they can't focus. So it's like 1 minute and they're gone. They can't read anymore. So their attention span is really short. And then like when you see those kids, then you're really grateful that, or at least you should be really grateful that you have everything okay, that you can run between the houses with the book bag, and you can bike with your legs, even though when you don't have brakes, you can still bike. And for example, like during the summer when I was working, then I broke my bike in the evening. So when I was going home, the tire went flat. So then next day in the morning, I didn't have a bike, but I went to Walmart and I bought this small toolkit for the bike, and I asked the one dad to fix it, but he spent a lot of time on it, and then he couldn't fix it. And then I was working in a suburb where was like kind of downtown suburb. There were many like shops and these things like really close. So there was like a bike repair shop like 2 minutes away from my turf territory. So I just took the bike there and went to work around it, the area, just by walking, by running. And it was like 35 degrees outside. It was really hot, like definitely more hot than in Estonia. And you really feel it when you're running there with a huge book bag. And then I realized that how grateful I am that I have the bike. And when I got it back, I was like, oh my god, I can feel the wind. It's not like I'm sweating every single minute, but I can actually like get some AC. But yeah, like then when you don't have the things anymore, then you start to feel grateful for them. but again, we should already feel grateful for the things that we do have, because when you focus on the things what you have even more, and when you focus on the things what you don't have, you won't have even more things, like if it makes sense. That yeah, like for example, waking up in the morning and seeing the sun, like then you should be grateful that, oh my god, the sun is shining, so amazing weather. Or for example, when it's raining, oh, thank you for the liquid sunshine, and just being grateful for everything what you have. Yeah. Last mindsets is growth mindset and winning mindset. I guess you have all heard about the I Wanna Win award, the last week's award. That's a medal that when you have a best, when your last week is the best week. I'm not here to promote the award, but I still think that it's a really good mindset to live by, or like a way of thinking. It's not about getting the award, but it's about seeing the world by having that mindset. That with growth mindset, like it's so growth mindset is a part actually of winning mindset. That getting better every day, and getting better every day compared to yourself that you were yesterday. That of course we can compete ourselves with our roommates or somebody that's your idol, or I don't know, B managers, C managers, whatever. But the idea of a growth mindset is that you are just a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. That because you are the one that you have to live with the rest of your life. It's not your roommate, it's not your manager, it's yourself. So you're like the purpose in your life should be the better version of yourself. So let's say it's like a week. Your best day should be the Saturday of that week, and then again, like the next the next Monday should be even better, and the Tuesday even more better, so that you get better every single day. And why shouldn't you? Like you have more experience, like with every single day. You have more names. You have everything more. So you should be, and it's totally normal to be better than you were yesterday. And for example, like when actually like a couple of days ago I saw in Instagram like one video that where was Matthew McConaughey, and he got some kind of award, and what he said that when he was 15, his idol was him, but in 10 years. So when he turned 25, then his idol was again himself, but in 10 years. And when he was 35, then again his idol was 45, like always 10 years ahead of him. So that's kind of the similar mindset that you are always trying to be the best version of yourself. That there is no point to catch or to run after somebody else when you can compete with yourself. And that's the same with the winning attitude. Like just finish strong. That whatever you do, like just finish strong, because you're the best at yourself. Like for example, when you're studying or when you are working or when you're running, then it doesn't make sense to give up on the last part, because you're at your best self and you can do your best. And again, like when this winning in mind, sorry, not winning in mind, but the winning attitude, and the I Wanna Win award, it's just that your last week is your best, and it should be, because you are at your best self. You have the most experience and the most names and the most everything. And the last thing I want to say, or my last story, like from my last summer, then with winning attitude is kind of giving your best and always doing one more. That for example in the summer I had a mindset that I always wanted to have one sit down after 9 p.m. And I remember it was Saturday. It was like something past 9, maybe 9:15, maybe 9:20, and I had 0 customers that day. And you can probably feel how it should feel or how it's going to feel. And then, but what I was thinking about is that okay, no matter what, I'm gonna get one more. And then I remembered that I was driving around. I was looking for that one family because it was the end of the summer. It was dark, kind of dark already outside. And then I saw one house that had lights on, and I checked my pre-approach pad, and I saw that it was my callback. Actually, that's why I went there, to check if somebody is home. and it was actually 21:29 the time when I knocked on the door, and I had a sit down, and it was a customer. So that's the idea, that if I would have given up and just went home, then wouldn't be able to help that family. So that always do one more. So no matter what, just don't give up in the end.